Let's welcome Drew Ford and Mike Thiessen with Business Instruments. Please join me in welcoming both Drew and Mike to the stage.
Good morning, and thank you for having us. Jessica, thanks for the welcome. So my name is Mike Thiessen. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Business Instruments, and this is Drew Ford, our Director of Sales and Operations. So our company is built a product called Thrive, and it's a suite of products. It includes a CRM, project management, accounting, dashboards, inventory, reports, and we've just added a mobile app for the CRM. The problem that we wanted to solve from having my own business in the past and working with a lot of companies, everybody was frustrated with the user experience with the software. The small and mid-sized corporations really didn't have tools that visualized a lot of what was going on inside of their business. The cost of buying a tool here and a tool there, and then having to hire somebody that costs $175 to $250 an hour to integrate that was kind of eliminated a lot of small businesses from being able to use some of the software out there. So we wanted to bring tools that all small businesses could afford and that they could that would work together seamlessly. So from there, I'll let Drew kind of step into this and we can answer your questions.
So what you see is just a small glimpse of some of the products that are out there available, whether it be accounting projects, CRM, any of that. What we found was that, yes, there are a lot of projects out there or tools out there. The problem was is they didn't communicate. So I'd buy this for this particular piece of my business, and then I'd have to go out and buy this other piece for another piece of my business, and then I'd usually have to hire someone in to implement that, which left most business owners this way. Frustrating. They just didn't have a tool that they needed, nothing talked to the other one. They were doing a lot of redundant data entry. So with the belief that we could build something that was a full functioning tool suite to handle start to finish for each business. So for instance, your customer relationship management tool, I could go out, I could find a new lead, I could cultivate that lead, turn it into an opportunity, and then boom, we landed the customer. Awesome. Well, from our CRM, we could actually kick off a project, run tasks, manage everything as far as individuals, everything that's going on. Client could see into it, what was going on, track manage, client's happy, great. Then we could send that out to our accounting. We could actually bill. We've already partnered with Stripe, so we could actually send out an invoice. They could pay it. It could go into the bank. We wouldn't have to touch it. And then I could take all of that data and throw it into dashboards and allow my data to actually tell a story. So for CEOs, business owners, managers, they could actually see what's going on and they could start to forecast. Hey, can we, reduce this, increase this, that kind of stuff, and I could actually let my data kind of explain it to me. So being able to track all of that and not only putting it into one piece and it automatically flows into everything else, so I don't have to enter it in here, I don't have to enter it in there, I don't have to enter it in there. Okay, so that very much seamless process. So we're going to start with the CRM. We're going to focus on just some key pieces on each of these modules. In the beginning, what we really did was we wanted the ability for a company to come in and start to use their own terminology. For instance, leads, opportunities, accounts, contacts. Maybe I just don't use that terminology. Maybe instead of leads and opportunities, it's suspects, prospects, whatever you want to do. What we found was the ability to take that terminology in an internal company and use the own terminology they're already using, already stepped up that implementation. They're already using lingo that they already understood. So it was easy for them to adopt. So this is just a screenshot of the CRM home. What Mike kind of mentioned was we're big on customization, we're big on user experience, and we're also huge on data visualization. We want to be able to see what's going on at all times. So you can see kind of those pipeline metrics, where your leads are, your tasks, everything you can do realistically from a CRM home, you can do all from this home page right here. Made it very easy. I'm not hunting and pecking. I'm not searching everywhere for everything I need. We have the ability to customize your own sales process, and what we did is, our big thing was most of the big boys, the Salesforces, the Dynamics, the Zohos, They wanted you, they could do customization, but you're going to be spending $200 an hour for that customization. What we found was most of our customers, when they got that customization, wasn't exactly what they needed. If they did an upgrade or anything like that, well, your customizations don't go with the upgraded release. Sorry, you're going to have to pay another additional, $100K plus to get that done. A lot of frustration. So they were working with tools that were out there that didn't do what they wanted. So we took that off of the implementation team, and now we have allowed a company, an organization, or a sales team to be able to customize their own sales flow, customize the data that they want to put in there. And it takes about an hour to set up. And this is just another screenshot of being able to do products and services, quotes, invoices, attachments, all that good stuff. Basic general reporting within the tool set, being able to see and do activity reports, opportunity pipelines, all that good stuff, all built into the CRM. The other big pieces that we did was, what we found was the human brain kind of misplaces time. Meaning is I could follow up with Mike and then think in my own head, oh, it was only 3 weeks ago when I followed up with him. And really, it could have been 2 months. So what we did is we built in a system called action plans that allows for you to build out the tool, like saying, hey, day 0, I want to send an email. Day 4, I want to follow up with a phone call. Day 17, I want to follow up with another phone call. So what it's doing is it's building in to-do tasks that automatically present themselves saying, hey, you have to do this today, and tomorrow you're going to have to do this, and then 3 weeks out, you're going to have to do that as well. What it did was allow your sales team to kind of keep moving that needle, and this would allow you to know when you had to follow up, how you needed to follow up, all that. So what it allowed is nothing to fall through the cracks. And just give you more of a screenshot. And these could be built out 365 days out, or even longer. So realistically, I could put in there every month to follow up with one person, and it would automatically remind me the day, the time, and how. So it's a very big tool to kind of keep people kind of moving forward. And I don't have to go on the road and be like, I forgot to follow up with Sarah and this and that. The other big piece is what we found was a lot of these companies were using third-party tools in regards to like MailChimp or something else to do like email templates. Like, hey, I need a tool that I can mass email my clientele or prospects or anything like that. We actually built that into the CRM. So what you're doing now is you're able to customize a template email and then attach that to one of those action plans, and it automatically sends out. So now I'm touching more individuals by doing one email. So I could touch 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 people off of one email. It does it for me. It goes out and it looks like a personal email. So it's just another way of assisting that sales team. All right. By kicking off the CRM projects, what we found, and here's a big glimpse of the data visualization we offer for projects. We wanted to have people be able to see what's going on at a moment's notice, the task, the cost, the total hours, the completion of tasks, the project health, any of that stuff. What we found and what we started to realize is that most software out there, it did not allow for both different methodologies, agile, waterfall. What we found is the doers, the people that are actually completing the task, they don't really want to see the whole entire scope. They want to see, what do I have to get done in this week or this sprint? And all they wanted to do was be able to move it over to close. I just got to focus on this week. I just want to get done with my task and move on. So we built out a Kanban planning board for this, for the agile folks. What we also found was your executive team, they don't really want to focus on the small little pieces. They wanted to see the entire scope of that project. I need to know when it starts. I need to know when it's done. That's all I want to see. So we were able to do both in one project management module. So if I change something in the Gantt chart, it affects the Kanban board. If I change something in a Kanban board, it affects the Gantt chart and everywhere else. So it's giving you a different way to do what you need to do. Not to mention that you can customize the terminology here as well. So again, helping that user experience implementation. This is a screenshot of some of the task pieces, the ability to move, change. You've got an activity log so you constantly see what's going on. We're big on actionable information at the time of expiration. So what that means is if I change something on here and Mike is, say, assigned to that project as well, he's going to get notified immediately of something that's going on. An issue gets raised, something doesn't meet, for maybe Dan, something doesn't get delivered on time, he would be notified immediately. The other pieces we have is a program management piece within that projects tool. So basically we allow them to pull in separate projects into a program, and it gives them kind of an understanding of projects, budget, completion, how many people are on that team, and then they can see that snapshot of that project Gantt chart style. All right, So project sent out, customers happy, they love it, they come back, say, okay, well, it's time to invoice. So what we wanted to build was a true double entry accounting system. This competes with QuickBooks, the zeros, all of that good stuff. A couple things that we're different on is one, data visualization, but also we built in a 13-week cash flow projection. A lot of companies that we work with live and die in those 3 months. So the ability to see what's going in, what's coming out was huge for them. The other piece what we wanted to do is have it be simple to set up and use. So for a lot of people out there, what we were finding is everyone has QuickBooks. No one really likes QuickBooks, but they've used it so long, it's just a matter of just what they know. So the ability to bring it in, set it up very, very quickly, be able to invoice somebody, be able to pay somebody, that was really what they wanted to focus on. We have that ability to do that. And again, we want to keep everything within an hour, setting it up, getting your team trained in an hour. We've already built in a partnership with Stripe, so I can send an invoice via email. Mike can get that invoice, pay it via Stripe. It goes back in my account. Thrive will actually notify that it's been paid and move it over to paid receivables. I don't even have to touch it anymore. And then here's a little screenshot of that cash flow, so we can add in inflows, outflows, liquidity, all that good stuff, and kind of track how we're managing those next 3 months. Dashboard. So with all that, we wanted to be able to take that data and then visualize it in different manners. And what we've done, and here's just some screenshots of sales performance by month, the ability to add what-if scenario sliders so that I can actually start to see these start to change and just different variations of graphs. The other big piece is we've did an API with Zapier, so we can actually add and pull in data from 750 different applications. Meaning is we understand that you have QuickBooks, and the thought of moving from a different accounting tool may make you break out in a rash. That's okay. We can actually integrate with that, and we can take your data and put it into dashboards and still display it, which is big. So our goal is happy customers. We think we have tools out there that are great. We're going to convert you to CRM. Okay, we'll start there. You're going to love CRM so much, maybe we'll convince you to try projects. All right, you try projects, you're loving us on 2. Maybe there's now a concept of, okay, maybe I'll try the accounting. But we understand that there may not happen, or maybe you like your Salesforce or something like that. We can go ahead and start to pull that information in and see it. So giving you some options. So basically what happens is your data starts to come over like an Excel sheet, right? And then we have the ability to smart select, or pick our graphs and then display it how we want to. With a smart select, I can just start to select fields over and then display any piece that I really want to. So the things that we didn't discuss was the inventory and reports, and we're going to show that now. And why is because inventory is getting released this week. When we first started out, that we claimed ourselves as a mini ERP. What we found was there was a piece missing, and that was truly the inventory piece. So now what we offer is the ability to bring in, track your overall stock, your sales, your purchase orders, all that stuff, and kind of keep track of what's going in, what's going out, and then put that into the CRM. What am I selling? What am I bringing in? The ability to create multiple warehouses, all that stuff. So now we are a true, in definition standards, an ERP system. Handle everything. And just some simple screenshots of sales orders and anything of that nature. Last bit was the reporting system. So we had reports built in, but what we realized is we wanted the ability to pull in a report builder, meaning is I could pull all my fields in from CRM, for instance, my customer relationship management tool, and then I could actually start to determine the fields that I actually wanted to report on or what I wanted to show. Well, then we were like, wow, that'd be great is if we could pull in, let's say, an Excel format, and I could actually do the exact same thing. Not only that, but save it, print it, share it, and or create a returning deal. So every month, every Monday, let's say, I wanted to see the same report of my salespeople for that week. I could create that, save it, and then send it off. So then I don't ever have to go in here and do this again. So for busy sales owners or executives, they I don't want to get in here and I don't want to play with this. I just want to be able to create it. You send it to me every week. That's great. I'm happy. I don't have to yell at anybody. They're happy. Makes it work. And it's just some filter pieces where you can start to see the breakdown, and it gives you different opportunities. So sales invoices, reports, and it breaks it down by company and all that good stuff. So filtering, group by, sort by, all that. All right, how we're different. This is the $1 million question. We can be all in one. So we offer a complete suite for an entire company, start to finish. No random pieces. We are local. We're based in Lenexa. It's about an hour and 30-minute drive here this morning. I say local because most of the products that were shown in that second screen, if you were to follow up with them or try to work with them, you're looking at East Coast, West Coast, or most of them overseas, which is big. What that means is if you have problems with the software or implementation, or hey, my team needs training, you are looking at individuals who will probably be at your company, sitting down with you, holding your hand as necessary, or sometimes just picking up the phone and saying, hey, let's jump on a webinar, okay? We are flexible. The fact that we are customizable, we can actually go into any industry, and right now our client pool is touching marketing, government, manufacturing, engineering, ag pharmaceutical. There's about 1 million different other ones that we're not
Window blinds.
Yeah, small mom and pops, service type industries, staffing, tech space, all that good stuff. We're intuitive and easy to use. Mike and I are not technical. So when we built this, we thought about ourselves, and if Mike has a thing, if I don't understand it in the first 10 minutes, this doesn't work, we're going to redesign it. So we wanted to keep that in there, and the fact that we wanted this to be easy, effective, and even if you didn't do training, you could basically figure it out because it's built in layman's terms for non-tech people like ourselves. Big on visual data visualization specifically, but we wanted to be able to see everything that's going on right when we clicked on something. Minimal training needed. We stick to we can train an entire team in an hour. And as of to this date, for a year plus that we've been growing customers, about 45 minutes. Usually they're like, we're good, we don't need any more, you guys can shut up now. So it works, perfect. Partnership. So our big thing, and this is huge for us, is we don't really look for customers, we look for partners. We are always going to be evolving our tool set, our tool suite. And so the feedback that we've got from clients, and even some of the people who just tried out our tool, has been amazing. Some of those great ideas that are now into our own tools have come from that feedback. Well, I like it, but it'd be really cool if it could do this. Well, why? Well, you know what? That's something that I think everybody would love. So we really value that partnership. It's a two-way street. We want to know what we're doing great. We want to know what we're doing wrong. The bigger thing is that a la carte. So it can be an all-in-one suite. You could use all that, or it could be a individual module. I need this, I need that, I only need this, that kind of thing. So that a la carte allows some flexibility for customers or companies to come in. That's it. I think I hit it. I may have been over that minute. I apologize. Talk that much? Or yes.
So run through the customization allows for a lot of various industries to be your customers. Run through those industries again that your current customers.
So realistically, service type industries are just because of what they do. But right now we are already working with government. We're working with education, marketing, tech, engineering, manufacturing, ag, pharmaceutical, ag in general. What else am I missing? I'm trying staffing.
A couple like window blinds companies.
Small like service type mom and pop kind of shops. Some CPA firms, wealth management, financial investment firms. We continue to think, okay, we need to focus on a niche, and then we get someone that follows up. It's like, hey, we know somebody that's using this and they love it, and we'd like to talk with you. And it's an industry we've never even touched. Logistics is another one. We've got some trucking, logistics. So what we find is every business is different. We get that. What we're finding is a lot of businesses are suffering from the same frustrations, from the same pain points with the software that's offered out there. And so our ability to be customizable, realistically, when we sit down with any company, we sit down and say, okay, tell us what you have or what you don't have, or why this worked, why this didn't work. And we understand that first, and then it starts that kind of conversation. It's like, oh, okay, well, we understand this exactly. And then we basically just sit down and help you do it. So.
Where is the data stored? client is putting this stuff over the web, where is the data stored?
We are partnered with Rackspace. So they are a large company as far as security and everything else. So they house it. It's your data. So if you were ever to use us and, let's say something you just don't like, the system, it's your data. You take it out. You get it. You get out. You can import it. You can export it out.
Is it HIPAA compatible? Or HIPAA compliance?
So there are pieces still in the security piece. There's some companies that we're working with just to make sure that is. If you're holding in like medical records, for instance, we've got a ideology company that's working with us for inventory, and they'd like to move over to kind of some patient pieces. And so there's some pieces we're kind of stepping through on that. So right now, I'd say no. But that's a matter of...
But Rackspace is HIPAA compliant.
Yeah. So the data, depending on what you're storing right now, then we can actually, there's some pieces that we can already do, stuff we can't right now.
So what's your background? How'd you get together?
So I actually grew up in the ag world and decided after farming with my brothers and father that I wanted to do something different. So I moved to Kansas City. I got into technology, consulting, staffing, recruiting, which is how I hired Drew at one point. And then I got out of that business and had a partnership in the software world with Oracle and Google and several other companies, and we were a reseller for software and saw tons and tons of different companies as we were doing like Google apps implementations, and just seeing the same problem over and over and over, no matter what size of company it was. I was like, okay, there's problems to be solved. And my business partner and I both had different companies, and we both had some of the similar problems, and so we felt like we could come out and do that. So that's kind of my background.
Believe it or not, out of college, I was a probation officer and was miserable. And so met Mike, worked with him for a while, and then he sold off his first company. And then I left for a while, and then somehow kind of got back into the tech recruiting sales space about 8 years ago, and kind of have done that for Fortune 500 companies, some private companies, and some startups. And then we've kind of always stayed in touch, and when they started working on the CRM, I was meeting with them to kind of talk about some of the frustrations I had with some of the bigger tools, because I've touched mostly all of them. And so we started sitting down, and then I was kind of helping push people that I knew to the team that were unhappy in their jobs as I'd meet them, and then just fell into, I'm here now. So.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What's your plans on marketing this?
So right now, all we have done up until the last month or so has been referrals, or we've gone to several 1 Million Cups presentations, that type of thing. We are starting to do some Google ads, LinkedIn. We're going to do a small business conference and try that in Denver later this month. But we're still going to have to do smile and dial. And no one's ever going to get out of that. I don't care what you think. It's just reality. So we're going to build a tool within the CRM that's going to allow you to be able to call in maybe a two-hour period, maybe make 150 calls. And so it'll automate a lot of that for you and that type of thing. And so I think that will help a ton, because then you can build in voicemails, and you click the button and it leaves the voicemail, and you can go on to the next one and that type of thing. So.
We're also getting ready to ramp up heavy duty marketing. So like as far as you're going to start seeing it everywhere. So we're probably about 3 months away from really starting to push that.
Do you see any problem with it being called Thrive? Do you have people that think it's that weight loss product or whatever? Isn't it like the stickers that people put on themselves to lose weight or something?
There is a lot with the word Thrive. We have just recently found out. So it is a little, we always run into, at least every new customer we've had, they're like, you know what's funny? You know what else is named Thrive? And I'm like, all right, let's hear this one now. So I think we've got a list now. Honestly, with software, there's not a lot in that space. There's a lot of things that have Thrive in it, but right now, and we've kind of contemplated going back and forth and maybe changing our name down the road. If we wanted to do that, we just right now haven't really finalized, or if we want to stay this way. Somebody else had.
You mentioned that you were local. As you ramp up, I assume you're looking at becoming less local for.
So we are very much grassroots right now, going to the 1 million cups and all surrounding areas. We already are national, so we already have customers nationwide. We have a company that's actually global, and so we had to do some work on our CRM to make sure that we had phone numbers for England and everything else. So we already put that stuff in. So we actually have a customer that is based, that has an office in the UK and some other things too. So we're all over the place already. So, but right now, like these kind of things, marketing effort, we're sticking. We'd like to, service our local community and make sure that they know about us.
And then pricing. I assume this is a license based.
Yeah, so it's per user. It's license based. It's SaaS. So it's web. So if you have access to the internet, you can actually have this on your mobile phone, your iPad, whatever. Each module is a specific cost. Would you like to hear those? I can rattle those off if you'd like.
Well, just in general.
Yeah. So your CRM is $34.95 per user per month. Projects and accounting is $19.95, and then your dashboard is $9.95. That's if you're paying annually. For instance, and then everybody's like, "Wow, that seems like a lot." CRM, we are a third of Salesforce. Right now, I think their business is running about 115 to 135 a user. So most companies, that's just not feasible. If you got 10, 15 people, that's a massive amount of money that you're spending right off the bat. So, and then we are, for what we offer in regards to customization, usability, we are, I'd actually say almost under on all of our major competitors. Sometimes a little, sometimes a lot. So cost effective is huge for us, being able to be that tool for everybody.
So do you have your own employees that are designing this, or are you contracting that out?
Yeah, this is built in-house. This is Mike and his business partner's baby. So we have an internal team that sit down and crank it out for us. So we don't outsource. This is all built internally. Mike and Deck actually talked. They originally tried to outsource in the beginning, and you go ahead and just
a disaster. Never do it again.
So no, yeah, we got a team of guys that sit in and girls that sit, and basically we sit down and we wireframe it, and we say this is what we'd like it to look like, make it happen, and they make the magic.
Yes.
So you're what we call a passport presenter. You're not a company in Sedalia necessarily, but you're within a close community and using your passport for 1 million customers. Thank you for being here. My question to you is unique. What have you learned through presenting at 1 million cups? How does it help your company? And what do you think about our local?
This is a great turnout. We've been to some ones that was like, oh, it's summertime, and it's been very small. A couple things we've learned. Because we're not super in the marketing right now, the ability for a referral has been huge. So when we go to these and we present, sometimes we don't get any customers directly from there, but sometimes it's just like, hey, I had a friend that saw you and said we might be interested. We have a sit-down conversation. So that ability to expand our own pool or our net, if you will, has been huge. We love feedback, good, bad. We want to hear it because we ultimately want this tool to be amazing, and we think we've got something great already. But feedback. So we offer a free 30-day trial. So the ability to have people go in and try it out and give us feedback, or sit down and chat with us, and sometimes just learning about new businesses has been great. Like for instance, we have a blasting company that we just met with, which, as the inner kid in me, has wanted to get on site just to watch the damage being done. But learning about their business has been kind of like ways that like, okay, you know, they do some things differently, but I think there's some pieces that we may be able to add into our own project tool that would help them, but also maybe be some cool features for other people. So, you know, that ability to listen and learn has been amazing just for our own development, and meeting people's fun. Like, you get to learn all kinds of cool stuff, and you never know, it's a small world. You never know where our paths may turn, and we may, you know, you may not work with each other now, but 5 years down the road, you may be a giant iron manufacturer, steel manufacturer, and you say, hey, we need this great tool, and I remember meeting you, kind of thing. So, anything else that you'd like to add?
No.
All right.
Okay, so my last question is, outside of purchasing your products, what can we as a community do?
I think we just hit on it. I think if you know people that have businesses that might be interested in a tool, or you know some of them that are using that stuff, you know, reach out to them, send them our way. We'd love to talk with them. If you're interested in taking a look at what we've done, we did, you know, 3 slides per each module. That is like not even the tip of the iceberg of what this thing can do. If you're interested in all, maybe seeing how it can help your business or your organization or something like that, take a look. We'd love to have you try it out free for 30 days. Give us feedback, send us notes, tell us you hate it, tell us why you hate it, tell us you love it, tell us why you love it, anything. We love it. So, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.